of course, they're calling it the Lentor New Town, right? Yeah, but what do you think about the fact that will it be called Guocoland? Right? So Wayne, talk to us a little bit about that chart that we were tabulating just now on the land bids and all that. And how do you see the latest bid? Because the latest bid, there's only one, and I think a lot of buyers will be very keen to know that whether should they wait for Lentor Gardens because there's only one bid. PPR bid price is the lowest, $985 per square foot per plot ratio, compared to Lentor Modern, which is at 1204, compared to Lentor Central 211, and then you got Lentor Hills now 1060. So what do you think?
Once you know that actually Guocoland comes in to bid for all these lands, it actually tells you a story is that Guocoland, I mean, if you look at how Guoco has actually transformed the Bugis area, you know, the CBD, the Suntec area, you know that they have a master plan in mind to actually create a very livable town. For Guoco to come in to develop Lentor, you know that they actually have placed a lot of attention to this area and they want to make this area one of their statement piece. And there's a lot of talks in place like how Guoco will be going to do it, and everybody has a lot of like I would say expectations from them. So if you look at whether will Lentor Gardens be really very affordable, I think we have also got some update from the developer themselves, is that saying that though the fact that they bidded for such a low price does not really translate to that they will sell at a low price, because ultimately this is going to be launched later on, and they will definitely be looking at the performance from your Lentor Modern, from your Lentor Hills Residences, even to the fact for the rest of the other Lentor Hills Parcel B side, the performance, to then determine the pricing for Lentor Gardens.
I agree with that. I think that, I mean, from pricing strategy point of view, it will also be unfair to the first groups of buyers that bought into the first, second, and third land parcel. But I think in terms of the value add, that usually what developers will do is that if they are really passionate about their projects, the value is that they will recreate new things into development, like trying out new ideas. Or I still remember there was an era where there was this launch at Toa Payoh, which is very near the Brother MRT, Jam Residences. The amount of creativity that is being pumped into the project was like one of its first few kind, because it was like RCR but with concierge service. And there was a lot of additional value being pumped into it.
I still remember it was the first project in Singapore that has concierge service. They introduced concierge service to condominiums, and it is also one of the first few to have pet facilities.
Yes.
And then because of the land size of Gem being small, they had to cram, I mean, I won't say cram, but they will have to have multiple facilities being put into this small land. So that's the reason why they actually transformed the multi-story car park into a tennis court area on the rooftop. They have like areas and nurseries for residents to actually plant their own plants as well. So a lot of creativity that's being put in place. And in fact, such a small land plot, they are managed to squeeze in a 50 meters lap pool as well. So I think that's quite phenomenal.
If you were to look at Lentor Gardens, right, I think something unique is also that it is one of the biggest land plots and lowest plot. Okay, not say lowest plot ratio, but across the Lentor, the 5 lands, it is the one with the lowest plot ratio at 2.1. Right, compared to 3.5 at Lentor Modern and 3 at Lentor Hills Residence. So it will be a different concept, I believe. Pricing wise, there's no reason to price it low just because you bought it low. You will sell it at whatever price that makes sense when you sell. But definitely concept wise, I think it will be very exciting. A big plot of land, maybe lower buildings.
And
I think it also goes into the whole entire landscape of Lentor Hill, because I think it's a whole entire hill area, so they have to conform to that kind of like height control all the way inwards. So probably that's the reason why if you look at Lentor Hills Residences, the blocks at the most front are actually lower at 8 story. So that's probably the reason why maybe Lentor Gardens is being plot ratio 2.1, because they have to conform to that certain height, just so that when you looked from an aerial perspective, it has a very uniform shape.
Yeah, but definitely if we were to look at the 5 different plots of land, they are releasing it kind of in
clockwise.
Yes, and also further and further from the MRT station, right? So if you're someone that values convenience, you like to be closer to the MRT or closer to town rather than closer to the industrial where perhaps there's higher rental demand, but if you want to be closer to the MRT site, then the earlier plots of land may be more attractive.
Mission control, we have liftoff.